everyone, thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm so grateful. In today's video, I want to talk about how you can bring yourself in the end state. And this is specifically for those people who feel they cannot come in the end state. They don't know how to come in the end state. Now, this is something I've received a lot of comments around states, end state, how long to do it, when to do it, how do you know you're in it. So that's why I wanted to make dedicated videos around it. Now, when you say you cannot come in the end state, because I'm teaching here from my perspective, right? I just want to burst your bubble and tell you, no, that's a lie. You cannot sit there and tell me you do not know how to come in the end state of something. Maybe you're struggling with coming in the end state of your desire because you don't really have clarity around the kind of end goal you should have. But as a whole, how you come in an end state of receiving anything or having anything, if you say you cannot do that, I will not believe you. You are telling me in your lifetime you have never imagined anything since your teenage years, since you can remember, go back, okay? Our imagination has always been there. It doesn't go anywhere. Yes, over time, sometimes we lose touch with it. Okay. And when you get into the journey of conscious creation, you understand that, you need to tap into your imagination power. You need to get back in touch with it, right? So you are telling me that never in your life you have had an argument with anyone, and later on you reflected back, replayed the whole argument, and imagined yourself saying different things which could have made your point better. I could have said this. Why didn't I say this? And you imagine yourself saying that. Okay. You're telling me you have never imagined fake conversations when you were a teenager or an adult. You never imagined yourself having a specific conversation with a crush you had in school or in college. You never imagined yourself giving that specific interview before you went in for the interview the next day. You did not imagine that scene or what you would say, how would you start. You can call all these as preparations, imagination, wishful thinking. There are so many words and sentences for it. But are you telling me you have never done that in your life? I will not believe it. This is the most natural thing we have been doing. Even if now you have lost touch with your imagination, I'm sure sometime or the other in school or college you have done that with some situation. Most of us have done that with romantic situations a lot, where we make up fake scenarios. Another word, fake scenarios, wishful thinking, call it anything. You're imagining something, and for that moment when you're imagining it, you are living in the end state of that taking place. You're experiencing it. That is your state of being. That is your end state. That is living in the end that you have always been doing. And now, because we are teaching manifestation and everything has just become so complicated and so complex, what is states, what is living in the end, how do I do it? I don't know how to do it. You know how to do it. Maybe you have forgotten you have that capability. It's completely fine. I'm here to remind you for that. Maybe you have lost touch with it. That is all. That I can agree that you have lost touch with it because it has happened with me also a few times. So I can relate to it. It definitely did happen during the COVID time because I'm a very visual person and I love having imaginary scenes and inner conversations. And a big part of that for me used to be music. So my commute to work and back used to be those really nice few hours, me time, where I used to imagine a lot of things that I want happening in my life. And because of lockdown, that kind of stopped. Not the part where I could not listen to music, but it was that whole combination for me, which is something which was a really big part of me throughout my childhood and my school days, college days. Commute plus music, traveling plus music, seeing things, that wind, basically that whole environment. It's, I don't know if it's something that is there with most of the people, but for me that was a really big part of how I used to imagine and feel into things. So that kind of stopped in COVID, and I did realize it, and I felt really bad about it that I'm, not tapping into my imaginational power. I'm not getting that kind of beautiful environment and commute and music around me, that combination which makes me come into that end state. So I know you can lose touch with it, but when you say you cannot do it, that is not possible. You very well know how to do it. You can right now sit, reflect back on all those things you have imagined could go some other way. That was you living in the end state of some specific desire. Even if it's not a desire, some specific situations, what it could have been, you were still experiencing it within you. You were living in the end state of something. How do I live in the end state? My one word answer for that would be imagine. That's all. Imagine. You can imagine anything. And again, don't confuse imagination with visualization. Okay, some people do say they are unable to visualize and picturize things. And there, I would not say that, I don't believe you, every human can visualize. No. Maybe that is genuinely a problem because I have heard a lot of people saying this. Maybe they're not able to visualize things, or they're able to visualize simple things because some people give examples. Think about an orange, it comes to your mind. Maybe that works for them, but actually having scenes created and seeing that person's face, those kind of things, I think I do understand sometimes. It's not as clear, right? Some people have a really strong visualization power. I love visualization, so that's something. If I lose that power, like I feel I lose myself. But I understand that everyone is not a visual person. So imagination is not visualization. Okay, I've explained about this in one of my videos. The power of imagination, how you can manifest big things. I'll link it up here. You can have a look. Imagination is anything you're imagining. That's all. It could be without visuals, without pictures. It could be just inner conversations. It could be anything. Visualization is specifically with those scenes, faces, pictures, and everything. So all visualizations are imaginations, but all imaginations are not visualizations, if that makes sense. If you can imagine it, you know how to be in the end state. That's all I want to say. If you had a recent argument with anyone, or if recently someone has behaved in a funny way with you that you did not like, how did you want it to go? Can you imagine it? Can you imagine yourself saying different things or standing up for yourself? Then you can be in that end state. Now do that for your desire. What do you want? Set an end goal. It's not difficult. What do you want? What are you comfortable with right now? Are you comfortable with someone giving you that commitment? Someone introducing them to your family? What are you comfortable with? Visualize around that. Inner conversations, affirmations, scripting. You have so many tools and methods available for you. Guided meditations. Those are really helpful because someone is narrating a story. If you don't know how to narrate a story for yourself, if you don't know what kind of affirmations you should be saying or what scenes you should be visualizing, if that's where you're stuck at, I know people can be stuck in that. Guided meditations is a beautiful thing. They are narrating stories where they are telling you what scenes you should imagine because they're just narrating and those things come up in your mind and then it brings you to that end state. Try those out. My favorite meditation channels are Dylan James and Doxy meditations. Beautiful meditations, my god. I can't even explain in words how much I love those meditations. Especially Doxy meditations, they have everything around love, wealth, health, career, achievement. So much to choose from. You'll get confused. But beautifully put out, beautiful audio, beautiful way of bringing you into that end sleepy state. I usually follow sleep meditations, which when you're in that sleepy state and little awake state, it kind of is easier to impress your subconscious mind because your subconscious mind is open, wide open during your sleep cycle, and it's the best time to put in beliefs, new beliefs within you. So all these things are available to you to help you come into that end state. Okay, do this. Tap into your imaginational power once again. If you have lost touch with it, it's completely fine. Once you get a taste of it again, you will never let it go. Your imagination is a powerhouse. You are a powerhouse. Okay, your mind is a powerhouse. Anything can be achieved if you put your mind to it. I'm sure you would have heard of it. It's not a lie. If you can imagine anything in your life, even if it's not related to your desire, you can imagine. You can come into the end state. You know how to come into the end state. You know how to shift your state of being. You have just forgotten that you know how to do it. As I mentioned before, you can use any terms you like that make you feel good. If you like using terms such as play pretend, then pretend. If that's what makes you feel good, that you can pretend that you have it internally, not externally, internally. Externally doing it, if it feels good out of enjoyment, do it, okay? But don't make it the dominant thing. Dominant is always here. Do you like it when you pretend within you that I have this thing? Use the word pretend. I'll mention a few words here. Whatever resonates with you, pick it up. Play pretend. Fake it till you make it. Okay, if you like this phrase, if you use it a lot, fake it till you make it. People use this phrases in a lot of things like confidence. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. It will come to you. Delusion. Delusion, I don't really say it a lot on this channel because it can go two ways, right? Say if you're being delusional again in a fun way where it's not harming you, and by harming I mean some people become so delusional that they have this in their physical reality that it kind of disturbs them when it doesn't show up. That's why I don't like using this word. And I always say that you don't have to go into a delusional mode. You can coexist with your 3D, okay? Don't go to that extreme sense where you feel disturbed that it has not shown up and it just kind of pulls you down. Okay, I'm using delusional in a way where people who are using it lightly and like playing pretend. If you have to be delusional, be delusional. If that is how you are getting your manifestations, be delusional, but not to an extent where it's kind of harming you mentally. Live in the end state, easily change your state of being. Are you in a questioning state of being where you're just searching things, questioning, just finding answers? Change your state of being. I am now in that end state of receiving information and answers. People and resources are showing up to bring my answers to me. I'm getting downloads from everywhere. Shift your state of being. Manifest clarity. If you have confusion, manifest clarity. If you don't have a good work environment, manifest a good work environment. Okay, shift your state of being. When I shift my state of being, it means I'm making a decision and taking on the other version and personality of me that already has my desire. Okay, and then I'm living in the end state. That means I'm living in it and I'm persisting in it. Okay, and then it will materialize in my reality. So, yes, you know how to live in the end state. Yes, you know what states are. Yes, you know what state of being is. Okay. Yes, you know how to shift your state of being. Make these beliefs. Just add this list of beliefs I just mentioned and see how things change. You know how to do it. You know it. Just know within you, you know how to do it. You know how to imagine. You know how to get this done. You know the correct way. Right information always comes to me. Right people always comes to me. Right resources always come to me. Okay, so that's all I wanted to discuss in that video. I really hope it added value to your manifestation process. In case you have any kinds of questions or confusions around this topic, you can leave it in the comment section below. I also have my Instagram linked below for a regular dose of motivation. Everything I discuss in this videos, terms, concepts are uploaded there in a written format. I also have my second channel linked below around self-development. That's not really from a manifestation perspective, but in general. You can check out the videos there. If it interests you, you can follow me over there. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a great week.